can still ask that question.
What's that?
She probably won't see me though. How would you deal with different religious beliefs, especially with raising a child? That is part of the. That is still the topic though.
Yeah.
That's still part of the topic. If you're still there, you can say, "Hey, let us know you're still there," because that still applies.
Oops, I didn't realize what I actually talked about.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all good. We can still address it though.
It's the same thing because sometimes hey, she's still there. It's the same thing. You may come together in a union and y'all are both, let's just say, Catholics. Then all of a sudden one decides they want to deconstruct or not have a religion and not all the things. Again, it starts with, am I with the right person? Because that person will be open to what I'm saying. Number 2, conversation. Mm-hmm. That's why we call our platform Couples Casual Conversation. I come to this person with the having a conversation. And then, did you want to add anything to that when you're talking about? That's my other platform too, is when you start to deconstruct, like he mentioned it too, what is the ultimate goal of the relationship? And if you want to give us more information, I believe you said, especially with raising a child, like, I used to be a pastor's wife. My daughter's on one of these platforms, right? I think she's on this one, yes. I used to be a pastor's wife. And when we got divorced, he, even to this day, wants our kids to be in church and go to church. I don't go to church anymore. And so I don't know what your faith or your belief is, and it really doesn't matter. And it was a struggle. And it's, they're grown now, but that is definitely a challenge. And I also talk about manifesting too. So if you want to manifest that you all come together on the same page, that's one thing you can do. But it starts with having a conversation. And I don't know how old the child is. Is the child old enough to decide what they want? Are they teenagers? You have to hit those messages in case she's responding. Are they teenagers? Are they 8? What happened? What happened to where y'all not on the same page? I respect his beliefs, but I'm agnostic now. I want our son to choose for himself when he's older. How old, if you don't mind, to indoctrinate him while he's not? How old is your child, if you don't mind? Oh, sweetie, you need to come to my Deconstruction page.
I completely understand, not wanting to. He's one. He's
wow.
One.
Okay.
So what I want to say is, like, I understand, especially when you say you don't want your kids to be indoctrinated, especially while they're young. I have 2 young boys myself, and I deconstructed. I don't believe in the whole religious platform any further. And how I approach my kids, I teach them to believe in themselves. And that's where it starts. I don't want them to incorporate into a system of any sort. I want to empower them within themselves and give them the power that's within and have them draw from that before looking at some outer system to source their resources from.
What is your partner's belief? What is your partner's faith? Oh, Lord. Oh, my God.
Man. So, let me...
Go ahead.
So, yeah. So, I have joint custody of my children. He's Baptist. And so I have joint custody of my children. And on the other side, they are heavily churched. Mm-hmm. From my parents all the way through to my siblings, through their mother, heavily churched. Yeah. And so when I decided to deconstruct and not be a part of any type of religious platform, regardless of what it is, they came at me. Mm-hmm. They disapproved. Mm-hmm. They sentenced me to hell, brimstone, and all the worst that you could think of. Mm-hmm. And so when my children aren't with me, what do you think's happening over there?
Exactly.
So when I have my children with me, I invest 100% of my time to teach them how to draw from within, from themselves, how to build themselves up, to believe in themselves. Don't sit around and speaking to some fanatic God in the sky. Just talk to yourself and put into place the things that you want to create and manifest for your life. Yeah, my kids are young, and I'll ask them, hey, who do you believe in? I believe in myself. That's where it starts.
So sticking to what you were talking about with your partner, I don't know how the relationship is with your partner, but the good thing is your baby is one. Right.
Right. And see,
he's one. That's the so. One thing I would tell if I was like doing one-on-one with somebody is, okay, let's just relax.
Yeah.
Let's relax and say, okay, he's one, and the good thing is that he's one. That's really, really good. So you don't have really a big fight. And so you have time. You have time basically to manifest the circumstance and the situation that you want. And you don't have to fret so much to where, okay, my child is one. I don't want him to be, Baptist and all the things. And when you talked about the mother-in-law, even while I was married to a pastor, I was wanting to be like non-denominational, and they were Kojic. So number one, that's where I messed up. I married somebody that, first of all, we shouldn't have got married in the first place. And it was just the church saying, God needs to be married, God needs to be married. But I'm like, I thought you said God told you to have a non-denominational, this, that, and that. But he had, the glasses on of his mother and his grandmother-in-law, all of them that were Kojic. And so that was a battle in itself. But again, our kids were young, so we didn't have too much, to be concerned about. But I feel like you have time. That's a good thing. You have time. But the one thing you don't want to create is blocks. It's about worrying about it. Like, start to project in your mind that, you know what, it's going to be okay. My child is going to choose for himself. That it's not going to be as bad as you think it's going to be. If you just relax into and manifest, like I talk about, manifesting that, my child is going to walk in spiritual freedom. You're nervous raising him without a heavy religious influence because my family is all Catholic. So I don't know how to do it without, because I've never seen it done. And so, well,
we can show you.
Yeah, we can show you. For real. Because not only did he have his family battling it, I battled it when I was married with him, even when, we got divorced. And we had joint custody. And he'd be like, you need to take the kids to church, you need to take the kids to church. But I didn't want them to be indoctrinated either, right? And so you don't have to be nervous. You really don't have to be nervous, because you're more powerful than you think. And that's really what I would want you to take away from this, that you're more powerful than you think and than you know. And to just put in your mind that it's going to work out fine. It's going to be okay. I don't have anything to worry about. And just tap into that. So yes, I know how it is with the mother-in-laws, my Lord Jesus Christ. Yes.
Yeah, we don't want, and I'm glad that you mentioned it. Like we don't want our kids to be indoctrinated in fear. And
right.
Depending on what your experience has been with religion, I know the two of us, we understand that a lot of it is indoctrinated in fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so. And I dealt with that on a personal level, because I don't know if satisfied is the word, but how unfulfilling religion started to become for me.
Mm. And
knowing that I think it's time to change and time to do something different, I was afraid to do it because, fire and brimstone, I was just afraid to take
right.
that step to really just start just operating within myself. But it finally hit to where I was like, hey, if something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But I can't operate in life in general being afraid to do anything or to speak on anything or to just go out here and put my own self out and just manifest what I want my life to be like. I gotta get rid of the fear. And so once I got rid of the fear, it became a lot easier to just stand on my own merit and do as I wanted to do for myself.
Like Robert said, I went to private school up until I was fine. I get it. It does, you get a great foundation, the structure. So I agree with that. It did teach morals and all the things. Me and my sisters, we all went to private school. Well, me and my middle sister. But so I do get that, and it does provide some kind of structure for you, just like people say in church. But here's the thing, again, she's told me I'm failing at protecting his salvation. He is one, exactly. Go ahead. I'll piggyback on you.
So here's the thing when it comes to like salvation. You know, if I were religious, I would say no one has control over anybody's salvation. Like, I can't render your salvation, neither can someone render mine. Like, it's supposed to be like a personal relationship with whatever God you serve. So
Right.
when did he start giving ownership of others' salvation to other people? I don't understand that. And that's one of the reasons I don't deal with religion anymore. Like, when your child becomes an adult and start making their own decisions, you're not at fault for the decisions that they make.
Right.
You train them as they're a child. Once they become an adult, that responsibility now becomes theirs. Like, it wasn't my parents' fault I started drinking too much. That was my fault.
Right.
That was all on me, and it was going to be all on me to stop, because it's my decision. So I mean, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't embody that. You're not responsible for their salvation. You're not.
So here's the thing. She just said that, first of all, Robert was saying that he's too young to be worrying about his faith. You know, he's too young, and that you're absolutely right. We're on his page too. Hey, my good people. But here's the thing. But any other time, my husband supports my beliefs. I had a mother-in-law like that. That basically I was married to my ex-husband pastor and my ex, mother-in-law. Like he was still mama's boy. That's just what it was. But here's what I would want you to take from this. Number one, do you stand up to his mother? Because number one, that's my child. Okay? And so I have not always had the voice that I have where I stand up to people. But it may come to that point that you have to put that woman in her place. I don't know your personality. I don't know. But I used to let them run over me until I found my voice. And I had to stand up to his grandmother, because that's who raised him. That was like his mother. I had to stand up to that. Stand up to her. So if you want to, and baby, you also can move that back as well.
What about this?
The whole thing, yeah, because I don't want to feel like I'm not talking to her. But anyway, yes, but you still want to put your, there you go, choo-choo. Yeah, number one, standing up to people, because this is my child, okay? Standing up and speaking up for yourself. But I also want you to take from this that I never thought that this guy would ever leave the church. When we met, I was already walking in spiritual freedom and just doing all the things. Like, I do oracles and all the things, and I teach manifestation. But when I met him, pastor's son, in church, on stage every week, minister, and he just was not showing any signs that he was leaving. I wasn't trying to get him to leave. I was like, you're a horrible Christian because you don't live like a Christian. And I would tell him that. I'm like, you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that. And I'm not even in the church because it really wasn't in him. So I want you to start, I don't know your name, but I just want you to start envisioning what you see for your child. This is how you manifest. Because I know you're surrounded by a lot of energies with your husband, in that area, then the mother-in-law, but start imagining and envisioning what it's going to be like for your child. Because that's all that matters. You're the authority. Yes, it's the daddy's in there, but you're the mama. So part of it is you standing up to this woman. I see that. Standing up to this woman, and then also you decide what's going to happen with your child because you have the authority, you have the power. That's right, Robert. I was shaking. I bet.
Yeah,
wait, how does she respond? So Robert, she said there's a sweet lady over here. She said that she wrote and read a whole letter of boundaries to her mother-in-law just a couple months ago, and she was shaking when she did it. So I'm asking her, like, how did the mother-in-law respond to you? And then you can go ahead while she's typing it. How did she respond when you wrote about your boundaries?
So it'll become easy for you, and I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say it. It'll become easier for you once the husband starts supporting the boundaries that you are establishing with your mother-in-law, he has to put you first. I mean, that's
true.
That's y'all's child.
That's where it
not
comes
the
down to.
mother-in-law's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he really, and I'm just gonna say it, he needs to support you.
Mm-hmm.
If the mother-in-law is crossing that boundary, he needs to step up and say, "Mom, you're crossing a boundary. Like, this is how," and then whatever you and your husband decide to do, it needs to be between you and your husband. Mother-in-law needs to hang out with her husband, and if she's married, or whatever the situation is, and let you all figure out, because it's you, your son, and your husband, and between the two of you all, y'all can figure it out.
Right.
But when you start incorporating somebody else's beliefs, and then they're telling you you're gonna mess up their salvation, like, all that stuff is. It's wishy-washy.
So this is how she responded. She cried and started going on about her childhood traumas, and saying that, our dear friend is going to take away her son and grandson. This is, and Robert says that a mother and a son's love, that's a whole different topic. So you're in the right place, because we're going to give it to you. So it's up to you to apply this. How do I talk to my husband to make him feel empowered to stand up to her? The same way I used to talk to my ex-husband. You just tell him, and you have conversations. First of all, you empower yourself, and you understand that this mother is projecting her childhood traumas as a form of control, though.
Mm-hmm.
She's, going into crying and all that. That's all control. Because if she knew her place, she would be in her place. But she's using that to control you, to have her way and project her fears. He's always scared to hurt her feelings. Same thing. I used to be married to that.
Hey, I used to be afraid.
Yes, he did too.
Like, true story. I used to be afraid to hurt my mother's. I used to be afraid to hurt my mother's feelings and my father's feelings, and it never turned out great. It never turned out good. Period. Because on the back end, I would be the one suffering because I didn't stand up for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really speak what was on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so I literally had to incorporate into my vocabulary the word no when it comes to my mom and to my dad. And I literally had to start just saying no. And I used to be a really, really just over the top talker. And I would just go on and on and on and on, and I would volunteer information that wasn't even necessary. And they got used to that, and it's my fault, because I was just talking.
You conditioned them.
I conditioned them to expect an explanation from me every single time. The current version of me just says no. Mm-hmm. Why? Because I don't want to. Mm-hmm. Well, they need this and they need that. Well, that's your opinion. I'm a go now. Right. And I just keep it real plain and simple, because I'm not going to feed that ego. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give you what you're looking for. And I'm just going to control what I can control, and I'm going to move on. But it's a real thing, man, to develop that sternness about yourself.
I dealt with that with my ex-pastor husband, but also with him. You say, how do I talk to him, or how do I talk to her? I would tell him the same thing. Stand up to your siblings. Stand up to your pastor dad. Stand up to your mother. Stand up to them. He was rooted in fear, just had a fear. And you can do it in love. You don't have to do it in a nasty, mean way. But sometimes if you have to, then you have to. So it starts with you. It's going to start with you spending some time with yourself to say, okay, this is what I want. It's not even about my 1-year-old son. It's about me and my husband getting on the same page. Mm. It is about us getting on the same page. If you just start there, that's really where it starts. Yeah. Is let's us get on the same page. Let's forget about the religion. Let's forget. Me and you need to be a united front, so that we can then when it's time for the baby to get older and choose, y'all will be on the same page. He doesn't see her as controlling. He says she doesn't mean it that way, no matter what it is. It don't matter, husband. It don't matter what you think mama is saying or doing. Where are we? And so real let's just get into it.
And really take the term united front lightly. That's just until y'all get connected. Mm-hmm. Y'all need to be perceived as you're on the same page by everybody else.
And then
at the same time while you're working on really just locking in with one another.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it comes to family stuff, like we're locked in. Like she knows what my response is going to be, and sometimes my response have surprised her. Like, hold up, you said that? Yes, I did.
Because a year or two ago, his family, a very religious family. His dad's a pastor. They have a church to this day, you know, and all of the sisters, mamas, everybody's involved in the church, and they had strings on him. You know,
and they would yank them.
Yes.
Manipulative.
Yes.
Yank. And I would fall for it every single time.
And this was so cute. One time, you know, we were just playing, being all lovey-dovey. He was like, I'm your puppet. And I'll be like, well, why everybody else pulling the strings? Because every time they call and every time they want you to do something. And so thank you so much. So what we did I decided, look, here's what you could do too. This is what I was going to say. If he's Baptist, then you just give the word. I'm sure they believe in the Bible. You give that back to him and you say, hey, that Bible says that we're supposed to be one.
Right.
That you're supposed to leave and cleave to me. But your mother is here, you know, doing the things. And so when his family would get involved and pull on him, I would never say anything. I never got involved because it was between me and him. I would just ignore them. And like when she starts doing whatever your mother-in-law's doing, she's not even a factor. It's about us. Mm-hmm. So if she's a problem in the union, she's not the problem. It's the union. It's me and him. And so I didn't even give him an ultimatum or nothing. I just said, you know, hey,
if you want to be with them, go be with them.
That's what I did.
With me, we had to change a few things.
I didn't make him choose between me and him. Okay? I said, if you're going to allow them to continue to pull on you and control you and tell you who you need to be with, they want him to be with somebody else, all the things, go get them in your bed. Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? Let them do the things that I do. Okay?
They can't do it.
And they can't do the things that I do, you know, and they're not me. Right. So I said, you're going to have to just choose. I wasn't like, choose your family or choose me. I just said, go.
Yeah.
Go on and be with them. And he was like, no, I ain't going to do that. Her mother is still testing her love versus him loving his wife. The mother-in-law is still testing her love versus him loving his wife. Shy.
Okay, so
how do I keep?
You know, sometimes, let me say this. Sometimes the elderly sometimes the elderly forget that their time in a certain position has expired. Just think on that for a second.
So true.
She has already mothered. Why are you trying to continue to mother and your kids are grown? Because that grandbaby is not your kid.
It's not.
That's your grandbaby. Do what a grandmother does. Sugar them up and send them back home.
Right.
Stop trying to parent your grown kid's parent.
Or
your grown kid's children. Or be your son's wife.
Right.
Yeah, that's
what Robert said. That's what Robert said.
Stop trying to be your son's wife. Just
her.
Back up.
Now she want a kid. So here's how you do this. She asks, how do I stay calm like that? It's going to take practice. Yeah. It's going to take practice and you coming by yourself, like when nobody else is around, centering yourself and remembering and reminding yourself who you are. I'm the mother. And so when you get frustrated and emotional, you've given your power to her. Mm-hmm. So what you're going to do is take your power back. You got to do it. And you can even talk about that. Like he had to practice in his mind what he was going to say the next time his family came to him or said this or said, you need to do this, you know, you pastor son, you that. Take your power back. Mm-hmm. That's number one. And then you can piggyback. Take your power back every moment, every time, and allow her to be emotional. Allow her to be that way. Because when you start to stand in your power and you look at her with a firmness, she's going to back down because it's an entity. It's a spirit. It's not what you think it is. You're not as powerless as you think you are. She just plays on the fact that she thinks you're weak, but you didn't came across this live, and you're going to be empowered. And it's not about being mean. It's about walking in the truth. The truth is, I went through 9 months of carrying this child, pushing him out, and I'm not going to let anybody tell me how to raise this child. Okay? And husband, you was the one that implanted the baby, so this is between me and you. So sometimes too, you're going to have to do some continually reminding him, we're married. This is our union. Okay? This is between me and you. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, going back to you saying that, this has to be a consistent rehearsal that you go through in your mind. What I would do, one of my practices was when I was going to visit, I don't visit very often anymore, I would rehearse the conversations that I'm going to have. Meaning that I would go and rehearse in my mind, I would rehearse the things that I would and that I would not discuss. So anything that was on my would not discuss list, I completely shut it out. If a topic was brought up, I would say, I'm not here to discuss that. And leave it just like, and go silent. I'm not here to talk about that. What about the Mavericks? How did you think they did last night? Well, we want to understand, why you're not taking them to church. I'm not here to discuss that with you.
Right.
And if they ask again, that's not any of your business.
Right.
And if you can't refrain from having this conversation, it's time for me to leave. It just became like I'm in control of what I choose to talk about with anybody. And I did it in love and did it in respect. But it came a time to you are consistently overstepping your boundaries. So every time you overstep, you're going to hit a brick wall. Or bricks going to be thrown at you.
Right.
One of the two.
Right.
So I just had to, but I had to consciously, on my way, think about what am I going to discuss? What topics am I going to bring up? And what are those things that I'm just not going to give you any time of the day, night, or moment to even discuss or talk about or even mention? I was going to shut it down immediately.
So she says, I feel like she does these things on purpose to get a rise out of me.
Absolutely.
Now you have your answer. Empower yourself. Start practicing. Like he said, he would practice saying what to say when the conversations will come up. You might have to practice being quiet. Like, I'm not who I used to be. I have found my voice. And sometimes I will just stare and look at people if they say something that's out of pocket. Then they look stupid. Then they look dumb. So you may have to evolve. you will. You're going to have to evolve into a different person if you want a different result in your life in this situation. She's going to have to know her place. Let me tell you, one time I stood up to his grandmother, who was also his mother, when I was married to the pastor, that, she wanted us to paint the walls in the church, and I just finally said, no. We're not doing that. Do you know a whole demon or some kind of spirit manifested out of this woman? Because she was so, projecting her controlling spirits and all the things. And she would, she started crying and all this stuff. And I just looked at her. Are you finished? I'm still the mother. I'm still the first lady of this church. And this is what I said. And eventually they will respect you. Because now they have a whole newfound respect for this one. They don't even ask him for certain things. And so you're welcome. Thank you, Robert. You are going to have to empower yourself and learn what to say. Like if she brings up stuff with my grandchild, that's going to be between, I don't know what your husband's name is, that's between me and husband. Me and husband will decide that. Me and husband will discuss that. And you may have to repeat it because she's been conditioned to run over you and say whatever.
And mothers love to say, well, I just want to know. You just tell them it's not for you to know.
No.
It really doesn't make it. It doesn't help any situation when there's a decision between you and your spouse to invite anybody else in.
Right.
That's always the wrong move.
Period.
Always going to be the wrong move. Every decision that you make within the family, within your nuclear family, needs to be within your nuclear family.
Right.
Don't invite anybody else's opinion. If people try to toss through your opinion, you hit it with a bat, knock it over the fence.
Right.
That's how you deal with that one.
Yeah.
We don't take kindly to unsolicited opinions. because we're not asking people for our opinions. Anytime there's a decision that we need to make, we sit down and we talk about it and we discuss what we need to do. And if it needs to go any further than that, like I would say, I go talk to a therapist before I invite my family in, because there's always going to be a unsolicited opinion, or it's going to be what do they call it? Subjective. It's always going to be subjective, you know. And if it's going to be subjective, that needs to stay between you and your person, and y'all can figure it out like that.
His family was so controlling. When he did go to therapy, the therapist was like, "You need to pull away from your family," and they told him, "You need to get a new therapist."
Pretty much.
First you tell me to go to therapy, then I do, then you tell me to get a new therapist. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, because even my therapist was able to identify how conditioned and how controlled I was being being controlled by my family. And I never brought it up, but when I would have these conversations, of course therapists are trained to recognize your mannerisms, speech patterns, different things and such. He was like, you always have a natural tense that comes about you when you start talking about your family. And I was like, yeah, I do get a little amped up.
Well, just in case you have to go, I'll show you how do I encourage therapy to my husband. I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you something.
How much time you got?
Right. Well, first of all, I'm gonna put in the chat where you can find us, but I want to read this to you. This is something that me and him we created. Well, I created. I don't know how to mirror it on this one. But
is that TikTok? Or?
It is TikTok. I just can't find the setting to mirror it.
It's down there. The little dots.
Oh. Look at you!
Hey, I can see 3 little dots.
I couldn't see it, and I got LASIK eye surgery. Okay, I don't know if she can read this, but I'm gonna answer all those questions. I'm gonna put them in the chat. First of all, I write manifestation or intention cards. Like I look at what I want a situation to be, and then we can't come on Wednesday nights. Around this time. She was asking when do we come around Wednesdays, and sometimes just. Whenever. But I do have a place where I can connect with you so you'll know when we go live. And so I created these cards, these intention cards on all types of, areas in life. He helped me write some too. And so this is what we wrote. He said, and it's 31-day intentions. Okay, that's what it was. That's what it is. 31 day, him to her, her to him. I know it's far away. It says, I protect her from all other feminine energy, especially in my family, if they are not in alignment with the purpose of our relationship. I lead and cleave to her because she is my soul lover, friend, and partner. So this is more than the mother-in-law. Okay, this is between you and husband. Mm-hmm. That's where. So if you don't get anything else out of this live, you'll know moving forward is this is between me and him. And how do you encourage him to get? How do I encourage my husband to get therapy? Do you feel like he needs therapy? Is that why you're saying that? Here's where we came up with the therapy situation with him. I'm trying to get this to not be cricket, but it is. But y'all get it. Yes, this is where the therapy came with him. We like each other.
A lot.
We do. We really like each other. And we realize that a lot of our issues were not between me and him. Like, we're good. We cool. But when stuff would come up, it's like, where's that coming from? It's not that we're arguing and and we realized that it was other stuff, like family stuff. But he wanted this. We have a video out, and I'll put that in there too. It's talking about when he went to therapy. And he chose to do it for the sake of our union because he wanted us to be together. So I believe that your answer is something going on with you and the husband. Number one, is it the right person? We have a video out about that too. Because it's going to be easy. It may not be easy what he has to go through. If he goes through therapy, he had to go through that on his own. I was there, by his side. But number one, am I with the right person? So you're going to have to spend a lot of time by yourself to figure out these things. Is my partner the right partner? I'm not talking about, or condoning divorce, although, but I'm just saying, start here. Is this the right person? Is this my partner? Because sometimes we get married and we're just married because somebody got pregnant. We got married because the church said get married, all the things, right? But let me put this in the chat just in case you do have to leave. Go ahead.
I would even say, you know, sometimes, you know, you and your partner may come unsync for various reasons.
Right.
You know, and it's not necessarily, you know, just a bad thing, you know, but if you look at your relationship like your vehicle, if you continue to drive your vehicle without getting the oil changed or out getting regular maintenance, at some point it's going to shut down.
Yeah.
And it's going to stop running, and it's going to cost you more to repair it than it would have cost you to maintain it. That's a lot of nuggets right there.
Right.
But relationships have to be maintained. By me going to therapy, as this entire live is about, for me going to therapy, it helped me break a lot of those habits that I had. And I would say habits / conditioning that I had, whether it was from being around a certain group of people,
right,
or whether it had something to do with religion. There are habits that we develop over time, and sometimes these habits don't serve us. Habits are habits. Some of them serve us, some of them don't. And those that don't serve us, we need to find a way to rid ourselves of those habits.
Right. That's the first thing. You cross the first thing. You know, the first hurdle that, yes, I believe he's the right person. I believe he was the right person for me too, even though a lot of stuff started coming up.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, even though a lot of stuff started coming up. Because we were good. You say, you know, becoming a parent, you know, then you transition into two different things. Just like us coming into union and him having to face his family, it brought up some stuff, right? So now you know this is the right partner for me, then you got it good moving forward. At least you know you're with the right person. And then after that, conversations. That's the name of that's our main page that we're on right now. This is his inspirational, motivational page right here. Hey, my good people. But on Couples Casual Conversation, we have conversations. This is the right partner for you. You should be able to have conversations. And if it keeps coming up, babe, we need to have a conversation. Then if you go over to mama house and come back talking that talk, or if y'all, you know, something comes up, we need to have a conversation. Because he's going to have to get used to this new version of you now. Oh, shoot, she stands up to my mother. Oh, shoot, she's want to have conversations, not fight.
No, you're going in the right direction.
Right.
I just want to implement this. This is important. The conversations that you and your husband, you and your partner, you and your spouse have needs to stay between you and your partner, you and your spouse, you and your union situation, husband and wife. Stop. And I've made this mistake in a previous marriage. Don't volunteer people into your conversations. It's always going to throw a wrench in what you and your partner are developing and are building. Keep it exclusive to you two. It makes it a whole lot easier to create, and I say create a solution. But once you bring somebody else in there, man, it's always going to get derailed.
Right.
Because it's going to be subjective. Mom's probably going to go side with son. And if you are involving your folks, they're going to side with you. It's just how people are.
Yeah.
But in order to keep y'all going towards each other, you got to keep those conversations exclusive to the two of you. That's important.
And she says that she's had many years of therapy. So here's the thing. If he feels like you're the right person for him, you're the right person for him, he's the right person for you, sitting down and having a conversation and explaining, this is how it's impacting me. This is how it is affecting me. And just say it. If you've admitted that and you're struggling, get therapy. See, he said he's admitted to struggling with emotional intelligence. We just keep bringing it up.
It just goes to therapy. And so, to start out, this is what some people would advise. I'm sure you've heard this before, knowing that you've gone to therapy. You know, volunteer yourself to go to therapy with him, just to start, just to get him there, and say, hey, we're going to go together, not to discuss relationship stuff right off the bat. That is not the purpose for initially going to therapy. You need to go to therapy to self-discover you, because you may have some stuff in there that's making the relationship, clash or whatever the situation may be. So let's go in and we need to figure out what you need to figure out, what you need to figure out for you. And once you discover that, it'll make coming together with someone a lot easier, because not dealing with yourself creates blocks. It's kind of like, I wanted so bad to be with this person because I truly love her and just enjoy everything about her. But there was some blocks on the inside of me, and it didn't matter how hard I would try to love on her. Those blocks unconsciously would be there because I hadn't dealt with them. And it wasn't until I discovered them and dealt with them, it made it so much easier and carefree to be around her and just to love on her and care for her.
Well, I would start with, let's get rid of the outside energy. The therapy stuff can come a little later because it seems like a lot. Like if you go to him and you say, look, we need to get your mama out of our relationship. Me and you need to stop talking about what our son's going to do for religion, and you need to go get therapy. That's a lot. Let's start with the outside influences, and this was one of the other ones in day 7 of our Love Union deck or cards of the booklet that I made. It says, if there's a miscommunication or misunderstanding, my partner is the first and only person to know. My family and friends will never know unless we choose to tell them. We protect our union. And so you're going to have to start speaking a different talk to your partner. And it's nothing out of this world. It's something that's supposed to happen between a couple.
It's necessary.
Like, babe, we need to protect our union. And you say, they are for sale. They're on my website. I'll put them in a second. You need to, this is us. And you're a Baptist. The Bible tells you, I'm talking about, put that scripture in his life. It says that we are supposed to be one, leave and cleave. What happened to that? And I don't feel like we're leaving and cleaving. I feel like you're leaving me in a sense to cleave to your mother's beliefs, but we got married to become one. And if he's Baptist, he should know the story about Abraham. When God told him, Abraham, leave your family. You know what I'm saying? You need to leave them, okay? Lead them folk. That's what you need to do, right? Leave them. But I think that we should start there first. Like, we need to have some conversations about your mama. Okay? That's what we need to do. Mm-hmm. And really, then you'll start to feel where my husband stands with this, where he stands with me. Does this man, love me? What's going on? And then the therapy stuff, that'll come later.
And he loves you. I feel that he does. Sometimes us mama's babies have to deal with mama conditioning.
Yes.
And I don't want to, it's really called mama trauma. That's really what it's called. It's mama trauma.
Yeah.
And sometimes as a young boy, we have to, come to wraps with mama trauma and tell mama she got to back up.
Right. And just like you're going to empower yourself, you may have to empower him. And I believe that's what it is. It's just, he may not know. He may not be doing this stuff on purpose. He's probably trying to, protect his mama. We get all of that. But I also had to play a hand in empowering him.
I had mama trauma. I had family trauma. This is all of it.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can get those at I Am Dorian. I can't put .com in the chat because TikTok doesn't like that. They don't like you to redirect people. But it's IamDorian.com, and you use WS30 for a discount. It's a discount code. I believe it's 30% off. And there's a whole set when it comes to relationship. I just read from you the love vibes. It's like just love, just general love union. And then there's one where it's him to her and her to him. Because here's the thing. When you get into a union, you get in a relationship. Okay, thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank you. Very good. Baby's waking up. The 1-year-old's waking up. When you get into a union, you don't know what to do with this person. You just got married for different reasons. But the her to him helps you to reprogram your mind on how to deal with him. And the him to her is how he deals with me. And we wrote some of those together. We're about to go to bed too, or I don't know what we're about to do. We're about to get off of here. You want to share anything else before we go?
Oh no, it's good. Did we address Farrah's?
Yeah, I did a little bit, but
You
also once you follow us on one of these, we'll find you on all our other platforms. We'll come and find you and follow you as well. Well, I did a little bit. Like, are you with the right person? If she said bitching and nagging, did you have a conversation?
And I would just to piggyback on that, you know, if a person is bitching, nagging, being petty, that's a personal issue. That's a internal something's not right with me. I'm not happy with myself, and I'm projecting it on other people. So that person I would recommend needs to go and talk to a professional about why they are lashing out.
How do you deal with it though, as the partner?
As the partner, how you deal with it?
I wouldn't respond.
I wouldn't deal with it.
What I mean saying I wouldn't deal with it, I would just look at you because I'm not gonna let you take me out of my power. If you're sitting there nagging, and you know, like she said, the B word, so
protecting your own energy.
Right. I just protect and I would manifest that you stop doing that.
Right.
But I'm not gonna give my power away to you because you're nagging.
And keep it simple. Say, you know, and she's, you know, people get upset. People, you know, have choice words or whatnot. And if that person is having a moment, just say, hey, you know, when this moment passes and you want to talk, come holler at me. But I'm not gonna have a conversation with you like this, and leave it at that, and go silent and walk away.
And that's the thing. What I would do before we close or end, unless you have anything, I would just end on that. If my partner is doing something, if I was in that situation, same thing that he says, when you're ready to talk. Because I'm not going to, number one, give my power away. And number two, you need to see your own behavior. For some reason, we feel like because we're in a relationship, we got to fight, we got to talk, we got to go back and forth to make our point. My point may be made by just being silent and letting you, you know, nag to yourself because you're not nagging to me. It's just like when a partner calling somebody a name, a B and a hoe and all of that. I'm not responding to that. I'll probably keep doing what I'm doing because you're not talking to me.
Yeah, right? You just talking.
You're just talking.
That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going now. That was what our topic was tonight, is when your partner has habits. How do you deal with that?
Habits.
Yeah.
My partner's habits. Partner's habits.
When your partner has habits that you don't want to deal with anymore, maybe you've shifted, maybe you've changed, and their habits are starting to be detrimental, how to handle that. And that's what we're talking about. That's what we talked about tonight. Yeah.
We talked about
Oh, let me tell y'all this before I leave. I wrote a song about this guy, and it's out. It's called My Never Would. Yep. It's on all platforms. You can download it. You can stream it. Because I said I would never do love again. I'm not doing it. I'm done, right? But then he came into the picture, and now he's my never would. Said I would never pray for love, never do the love thing again. So it's on Spotify. You can stream it. You can download it. It's on even platform. And the music video is about to come out too.
Yes, download it, share the link, stream it, play it, put it on repeat. Really get in tune with the song. Don't go in just trying to hear banging beats, because this beat is banging.
Right here.
But listen to the lyrics of the song. I'm telling you, it'll touch you in a very special way.
There it is, right there. I didn't even know it was sitting there. It says, download the new song, I Never Would. You can go to
one of those?
No, you didn't have any of those. Yes, it's a beautiful. No, he's right. It's a beautiful song. Said I would never open up again.
You can't give him
Said I would
free
never
song,
break
baby.
my love again. Said I won't let nobody touch me. Yes.
It's a great song, y'all. Y'all gonna love it. The message is so genuine, and I'm honored to have done the work to have a song written. And
yes,
in my honor.
I wish I would told our friend that before she left.
Yeah.
That was the thing. And in the middle of the song, in that middle verse, it says that you did the work to be here. Ooh, the song is just so grown. It's a grown people song.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm here for sure to, assist, help, to encourage any man that wants to put in the work on themselves. It's a very big moment of growth for you, and be encouraged to do so, because we need men out there to be men.
Come on.
And not let their mothers tell them what to do.
Robert was on it tonight. Robert was preaching tonight.
Yeah. So we gotta develop our men to deal with the mama trauma and the daddy trauma and the family control trauma and religious trauma and all those different things.
Yes.
Yeah. You good,
right.
babe?
We're good. We'll probably be back on here some more times this week in the evening times.
Yeah, we'll be back this week. Y'all look for us. We'll be there.
Follow on all platforms, and when you go hear the song and you download it, come back and let us know how you feel.
Yeah.
How it made you feel. Because some people truly have given up on love and they're done with it. The men just want to get the woman for her cooch. The women just want to get the money, and they just done with the actual love union part. You know what I'm saying?
She wrote a song about it, and it was just a thought that I had. Yes. I was feeling the same way. I was just, following the system, get married, have kids, and live happily ever after.
Right.
But that sounds good.
Right. Yeah, because I was single for 8 years, and then you came into the picture. I just was in my masculine energy, just working my businesses, my entrepreneurship, writing books and albums that are out. And then he came, and it wasn't like, I don't need no man, I don't want no man, I don't need no man. It was just, you know what? I just came out of this religious mess, married to a pastor. I'm done. Like, my heart is fried. It's done. And then, he came into the picture, and he took me out of my masculine energy. And I said, hey, I need somebody that's going to have me in my feminine energy. And he did that. I said I would never do it again, but...
Man, as much as she say I healed the scars.
Yes!
No, it's like I had a lot of scars too that she healed. It's mutual, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's the songwriter, so she beautified it. I'll just say she definitely helped me heal in some areas that I needed healing in, and helped me deal with some things that I needed to deal with.
That is true.
And so she was a very, very big supporter in me becoming the person that I am today.
I'm a healer. Y'all like our shirts? This is our brand. Couples Casual Conversation. This is us on our shirts. We have so much. Just go to the website, iamdorian.com. We have merch out. We have all the things.
Yeah.
Said I won't let nobody touch these scars. You ready?
Yep. We finna to go and have a conversation.
Oh, yes. Would never have thought. Good night, y'all.
Oh, we didn't do the this is C3, Couples Casual Conversation. We'll see y'all next time.
You didn't do the intro.
Oh, this is C3, Couples Casual Conversation. I'm GregoryDeon.
I'm Dorian Marie.
And we have been here to have a conversation.
That's what we posted at the beginning. Okay, now we finna exit.
This is C3, Couples Casual Conversation. What? That messed up again.
We'll see you next time.
This is C3, Couples Casual Conversation. We'll see y'all next time.
Period. Would never have thought you're